Hello, Professor Blum's ENG101 class. This is Dan Calandro from the Mercer County Community College Library. And today I'm going to be going over where you guys can find your source for essay number 3. If you take a look at your professor's paper prompt, you guys have two options that you can select one. It essentially boils down to a question of whether or not social media is good or bad. In the case of the bad, should it be restricted for certain things? And if it's good, what are the benefits that can be achieved? Again, you get to pick either prompt, and it's based off of some of the readings that you've done previously in class. If you look at your instructions, you're going to have to go and find an outside source for this paper. You can use a book, a magazine, a newspaper article, a scholarly source. It's up to you guys. You get to pick. The only requirement is that the source obviously has to discuss the topic, but it must come from one of the library's databases. He gives you a couple of examples here, and I will show you how you can search them. So if you take a look at your paper prompt a little further, he's giving you some ideas as to what you can look for in terms of beyond just good or bad. So I have put together a little slide here with some keyword terms. And if you take a look at them, you'll see it's the broader topic of social media and then kind of bad or good. That's putting it very simply. Social media can be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you name it. So if you want, you can search for social media, or you can be specific, limited to Facebook or Twitter, Instagram, doesn't matter. And then in terms of it being bad, that's kind of the first prompt. Again, and this is simplifying it. You can see your professor saying, if it is indeed bad, to what extent should children be limited to using social media? So that topic keyword term would include children, screen addiction. The badness would be the isolation, the depression. Other keyword terms too that I didn't put in would be like cyberbullying, things like that. Then, of course, you can go with the other topic, which is the social media is good and has benefits. Again, you want to be specific about the benefits: friendships, personal relationships, collective action, organizing for causes, things like that. So this creation of connectedness. And again, it's up to you. You get to pick. And there's many more keyword terms here than I have listed, and you'll see when we do a search. Okay. Now, real quick, what does your professor mean by a scholarly source, popular and scholarly? Well, newspapers, magazines, those are popular sources. They're sort of general interest. A scholarly source is something that has been written by an expert. Someone, for example, like your author here, Turkle, she would be an expert. So she writes these types of articles. It then goes through a peer-reviewed process where other experts review them before they are published. So again, for this assignment, you don't need a peer-reviewed source, but it is good to be able to locate them and identify them. And again, I'll show you how to do that. Finally, what you want to do is, obviously, if you just type in social media, you're going to get way too many search results. So you want to try and narrow it down as best you can. That's where the Boolean operator and is going to come in. And is going to tell the database, I want, say, social media and benefits, okay, or social media and depression. Give me articles about those two topics. And by doing that, you're going to limit the amount of search results you're going to get, as well as hopefully having articles and sources that are more related to the topic that you're writing about. Great. So let's go into databases and take a look for some sources. Your professor mentions a couple, and I will point two of them out to you, specifically ProQuest Central and Academic Search Premier. The nice thing about both of these databases is that you guys can go into them and you can find magazines, newspapers, and scholarly sources. All right, so how do we do that? Step one, head to the main Mercer website, www.mccc.edu. All we have to do to get to the databases is scroll down, click on Library Services under Current/Returning Students, and it'll take us to the library page. You guys can go ahead and go into those individual databases by looking on the left where it says Quick Links, and then selecting the databases by subject. The two databases your professor mentions are here under the General section, and there's Academic Search Premier and ProQuest Central. These are under the General section because they not only contain both scholarly and popular sources, but they contain a wide variety of subjects. So pretty much whatever research paper or interest you have, these two databases will be excellent sources for it. ProQuest Central is the larger of the two, and I will show you that one first. Here's the login screen. You're going to log in with your My Mercer information. You can see mine's already populated. Click on Login, and it'll take me to our database. Now, there is one thing you need to do before you do anything else in a database, and that is find and locate the full text button. You want to do that because you need a complete article, okay? Not just the abstract or citation. You want to be able to read the whole thing. Then if you want a peer-reviewed source, you can see you've got your peer-reviewed button right there. If you click it, you will only get peer-reviewed articles. If you leave it unclicked, you will get a mixture of both. And I will leave it unclicked just to show you guys. All right, as I said, if you typed in, say, social media, you're going to get way too many search results because, again, it's a really big topic and you're not very specific. See, 12 million, so that's not too bad. You guys can go through that. I think we've all got the time now to do that. So you can scroll through and see, and scrolling through 12 million search results in social media is going to be daunting, to say the least. So that's where your keyword terms and your Boolean operator and is going to come in. So if you want, you can pick a specific social media website, Facebook, Twitter, one of these. So here we'll use the social media bad. So we'll type in social media and children and leave it at that, search. And you can see once we put in an additional keyword term, it reduces our search result even further. So there, 2 million. And we can keep going. We plug in another and, let's type in depression, and it'll reduce our search results even further. One of the things that may be helpful is if you are interested in a particular idea or phrase, 2 or more words, screen addiction, collective action, you can take this phrase, screen addiction, put another and in there, put it in double quotes, addiction, and if you do that, you're going to tell the database, I want to find these 2 or 3 words next to each other, screen addiction. They always have to appear right next to each other. You can see by doing that, we went from millions of search results down to 90. And again, if you get too few search results using this phrase search, it's again looking for those 2 words next to each other. So you may want to eliminate certain things. So for example, here, if I take out depression, you'll see I'll be able to sort of go back up a level and I'll get some more search results, okay? And we can scroll through and see if there's anything interesting. All right, your professor said you can use a magazine, newspaper article, or peer-reviewed. It's up to you guys. If you take a look here on the left-hand side, you'll see your options. There's peer-reviewed once again. You'll see scholarly. You'll see newspapers, magazines, things like that. I'm going to click on peer-reviewed just because you guys may not have seen a peer-reviewed article before. And now I only have 16 search results for peer-reviewed. I can scroll through and see if there's anything interesting. Okay. Again, we can go ahead, we can click on one of these articles and see if we find anything interesting. So here, again, this first one, we're going to pretend it's good. All right, so here's the title, author, the source, okay? Here is the abstract. The abstract is important because it's going to tell us very quickly what this article is about. Take a second to review it because it'll give you an idea if it's making the same argument as you, or if it's disagreeing with you, what the reasons are, what the study says, things like that. So take a second to look at the abstract. If you decide it's good, great, you can scroll through and see if there's anything else interesting in the article. You'll notice that the full text is actually right there below it. You have the option to download the PDF as well. So if you do that, you can go ahead and it'll download to your computer. You can then open it up. And if you want, you can print it or save it to your flash drive, but it will give you that PDF of the article. And there it is. You can scroll through. You can also email the article to yourself. You can send it to Yahoo, Mercer, Gmail, wherever you want to send it. It's a good idea to hang on to a copy of it. And then finally, if you look at your prompt, your paper says that you have to include a proper works cited page. In order to get that entry for the works cited page, all you have to do is click on this little cite button here, and it'll generate the citation. You'll see it defaults to APA. You guys are in an English class, so you want to use the MLA format, the most recent one being the 8th edition. Click on that, and it will change it to your MLA 8th edition. And you can see it's done pretty much everything for you. The only thing that you have to fix is this right here, where it's in all caps. That's a couple second fix. But there, it's got all of your information there for your works cited entry. Now, depending on the search you've run, if you've got 16 search results, that may be good, it may be bad, depending, again, on what the quality of your search results are by looking at that abstract. So, for example, if you want the screen addiction one, I'm not exactly sure if this is a good search, but we can change it up a bit. I'm going to type in Facebook. just to see if I get a different set of search results. The nice thing is that when you guys find a good set of a good set of keyword terms, you can copy and paste them into the different databases to go and find more sources. So if you find a set of keyword terms that works really well for you, you can just try different databases and see if there's any other ones that'll help you out. Okay. So that was ProQuest Central. We'll take a look quickly now at Academic Search Premier. Again, same deal. You go into the database, you're going to go and find your full text option there. If you want scholarly, you can click on that as well. We'll change up our keyword terms just a little bit this time. Here we'll talk about social media and friendships and see what we get. So again, social media and friendships. Now again, if you want, you can try different keyword terms in different databases, but ideally you're trying to get the articles to agree with your particular point of view. So here, look at this second one. Strangers are friends I haven't met yet, a positive approach. Okay, great. Click on it. And it'll take you to the article once again. You'll see the title, the authors, the source it came from, okay? As I said, for keyword terms, if you guys get stuck, the database will have articles tagged with keyword terms to help you out. So if you want, you can use these to help guide your search. And again, there's your abstract here telling you what this article is about. PDF is over here. And on the right-hand side, you've got your email button once again. So if you find something good, send it to yourself. And again, you can click on the Cite button to generate your MLA formatted citation. There you go. Highlight, copy, and paste that into your works cited page. Okay, that is the basics of using the databases. There are lots more that you can pick from. You can use Academic Search Premier, ProQuest Central, certainly. What you can also do is, if you want, you can scroll down to the news section here. And if you want, you can find some newspapers and magazines. They're located here under the ProQuest newspapers databases. You can also, if you want, scroll down a little further to the social sciences section, and you can talk about, say, depression or addiction here with the psychology journals, or how it affects society here under the social science journals. So again, you have a lot of options for this paper. It's fairly broad in terms of what you're allowed to pick from. So the more specific you can make it, the better it'll be, because if you notice, it's only 4 pages, and trying to cram in everything into a 4-page paper is just not going to happen. All right, if you guys get stuck or lost or confused, please let us know. You can always email us. You can try to do a Google Hangout with us, set up a time. If you get really stuck, we'll be happy to help you out. And if there's anything we can do, let us know. All right, good luck, guys. Bye for now.